Hi, this is the Cat's Library. I'll be your librarian today. I wanted to get this video out in 3 to 4 days, but I got sick and took a few days off. But it's here now. Engage speed paint. From the beginning of this series, I've been wanting to draw a bug or an insect, since I rarely ever draw them. Butterflies and moths sometimes, but I don't think I've ever drawn a ladybug. They are also known as ladybirds in England. Both names refer to the species, which is called this. It has nearly 6,000 subspecies. I think this particular one I'm drawing is this, named for the 7 spots. Depending on the subspecies, ladybugs can be toxic or distasteful to predators, which is probably the reason for their bright colors. Certain species of wasp and taconid flies are the only creatures my academic source listed as preying upon them. Their life cycle includes eggs, larvae, pupa, metamorphosis, and adulthood. Because butterflies don't get all the fun, they most famously eat aphids. Famous to me at least, as different species eat many different types of pests, including whiteflies, mites, and mealybugs. Additionally, some of them eat mildew, which contrary to the name is a type of fungus, which I did not register before today. They can also eat leaves, as well as flower nectar and fruit, both of which are what aphids typically eat. The background was super easy this time. It was just a gradient between warm gray and green gray. I think I chose a very simple animal and a minimal background, and it took me a surprisingly short amount of time to draw compared to the other animals. The kangaroo. I also usually think of ladybugs as being red, but they have a lot of black and white, especially from this angle. They also have only one shade of red. The most hue variation was in the leaves, but even that was very simple compared to the Cough Cough Kangaroo video, where I drew multiple leaves with different shades of green. I shaded each segment of the ladybug separately, partially because I don't usually digitally paint things that are all black or all white. Ladybugs have both. I think I've been getting better at drawing light since I started this series, so I managed to make the black look black even though it was also shiny and has white and light gray highlights. It's also mostly mid-tone gray and silver, but it still looks black. I have no idea how I pulled that off. I was feeling really confident when I drew it, which might have something to do with it. That biggest leaf actually gave me the most trouble. That close-up on the leaf is sort of fuzzy, but the veins and stem are still visible. I also had trouble overlapping the legs and body with the leaf, since the majority of the body is behind the leaf, but some of the legs are wrapped around the front of the leaf, but are still under the body. I did that thing again where I was onto the script writing process before I started looking for animal stories. I couldn't find any fictional stories on ladybugs, but there were some real legends and superstitions and one nursery rhyme. Superstitions first. Ladybugs are considered lucky. If a ladybug lands on you but flies off, that's the direction your good luck is coming from. Either that or that's where your future husband was going to come from. That's enough for the superstitions. Ladybugs got their name after Europe had an aphid infestation that was so large that they had to pray for help, and when the beetles finally came, they named the bugs after the Virgin Mary. This was partially because their red and black coloring was similar to how she was depicted in 16th century artwork before they started painting her in blue. This brings us to the nursery rhyme, which I'm assuming is public domain, hopefully, and one version goes something like this. Ladybird, ladybird, fly away home. Your house is on fire and your children are gone. All except one, and her name is Anne, and she hid under the baking pan. Me. It's speculated that this might have referred to Catholic persecution. It is also speculated that farmers would tell the rhyme to ladybugs before they burned the fields for the winter. Yep, that's all I found on ladybugs during the research process. Not that much. Not as much as I thought there would be. So that's the end of the video. As I said before, I have a few other ideas for videos that will hopefully come out soon. I've started working on at least one of those. Hopefully the next video will be out a bit faster, but we'll just have to see. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. Bye!